Hello everyone, this is Sharon again, and as I told you in the previous video regarding stress, this is a video that follows that, and I'm going to call it Stress and Cancer Do Not Mix, Part 1. In the earlier video, I touched on how stress and cancer just will not work. I think stress has a negative effect on one's survival rate when they're living with cancer. I just don't think it is a combination that will help you to live the best life that you can live while you have cancer. Now, I touched on the types of cancer I'm referring to, but I'm going to get a bit more specific and explain, as far as from my viewpoint and experience, as to how did we get to the stage of where stress is such an integral part of our lives? It all begins, if you think about it, we're living in a world that from the get-go, you're born into a stressful world, period. And what happens is, over our lifetimes, we are so used to living with stress, stressful situations, stressful people, that we begin to think that stress is just a normal way of life. Stress is just a normal part of living. And folks, I really have to say that after I began taking the cancer journey, that is just absolutely not the case. Or at least it doesn't have to be the case. But we become so used to living with stress that we think it's a normal thing to do. So, case in point, let's say you have a really wonderful dear friend or a dear loved one who really means something to you. You really value their opinion. All your life, you've just known to value who they are, what they think of you. It's important. Understandably so. It really feels good to have someone to look up to, and to have someone in our lives who we feel like has made us who we are. You want to have good feelings about those individuals that you love. Now, say that individual always has a tendency, though, to coerce you into a situation that you really necessarily don't want to do. But what do you end up doing? You do it. And so here we go again for the umpteenth time. You're finding yourself in the situation and you're standing around and you're looking and you're like, how did I get here? I really don't want to be here. What happened? Why do I feel like I have no control of my life? Because, folks, you are giving away that control of your life. You're giving it away, say for instance, to this individual that we're using, theoretically here as an example. You're giving this individual power over your life. And anytime that you give power over your life to someone else or a situation, you're definitely going to create some stress, some stressful situations. And then there you are. So before we realize it, to cut it short, here we are, we're living stress. Every day is a day of stress. We become addicted to it. We become used to it. We look for it. Something's wrong if we don't have stress in our life. So what I'm trying to say is, this type of stress that you may find yourself in, this is the type of stress that you can alter, you can change, you can remove completely by saying, you know what, I love you, I respect you, but I'm living with cancer now. And you really have to emphasize, I'm living with cancer now. And emphasize it not so much to them, but to yourself. Make it your mantra. I'm living with cancer. So my days on this earth are short-lived anyway. So you have to say, so how do I want to spend my days, the rest of my days living with cancer? Do I want to spend the rest of my days living with cancer pleasing someone else, someone else's wishes and wants? Or do I want to spend the rest of the days that I have living with cancer pleasing myself, achieving all my dreams and aspirations, doing things that make me happy, and doing things for people who I love to make them happy. Whatever I'm saying is, don't fall into that pattern of just doing for them, but do it because it's something you want to do. This in itself, folks, has relieved so much stress in my life, I cannot tell you. And yes, the decisions were very, very difficult. Very difficult. I had to pray. I realized that some of the choices I was going to make were going to isolate me from many, many family members. But I was living with cancer. And some of those situations with those very loved ones was like, if you've gone your entire lifetime and the things that you attempted to do to make it better did not occur in so many years, let's say 30 some odd years, and nothing's changed, you're just as stressed, you're still banging your head up against a brick wall, what are you doing? You're killing yourself. You're helping to speed up your death. So you already have cancer, so let's not speed it up by putting ourselves in situations with people who are calling the shots over how you live. Folks, live for yourself. Stress is harmful. And I'll tell you, that's the mental sense of it all. But I'll also get back with you regarding the physiological stress that effect rather that stress has on one's body, and that direct connection of stress and cancer, and how being under it, which we want to say is a chronic state, is not a good thing for a person who wants to live as long as they can with cancer. So I'll get back to you with that. That will be Stress and Cancer Do Not Mix Part 2. So I hope I'm just giving you a little insight again. Just wait, some things to think about. And once you start thinking about them, you're like, wow, that's very simple. Why didn't I do that? You don't do it until things hit you. For me, it was cancer touched my life. Cancer made me rethink my life. It made me look at life and people and things in a totally different perspective. And I'm actually grateful that I have, because now I'm truly living, or I'm beginning to truly live, and I'm going to try to get as much as I can out of that time. So anyway, I'll see you on the next video. And as always, I love you. I hope I'm helping someone out there. And I'm just Sharon. I'm happy to be. And I'll talk to you on the next video, and we'll talk about the direct connection between stress and cancer and how it affects you. Okay? All right. Thank you all. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.